You're going old school into the bag of toys. I think this one was like on your car seat back in the day. Yeah. It's hot. It's hot. It's too hot. Can you wait? Yes, can you just, no, not clap. Can you wait? Trust me. Just trust me, it's very hot. Just wait. You're gonna hold it by yourself? Careful, it's hot. Quesadilla. Hot, yeah, wait for it. Blow on it. It's hot. Yeah, blow on it, it's hot. Was that good? You want some Wawa? Wawa? Wawa. Want some Wawa? Okay, watch your hands. Is that good? One morning. Alright guys, so during that whole trip down south to Saigon, you guys were always asking me, where do I like better? What city do I like better? What food do I like better? So with that, let's break it down, but only on pho. Saigon Pho versus Hanoi Pho. First off, Hanoi Pho. Now, I live up here, so I'm gonna say that I've eaten a lot more Hanoi Pho than I have Saigon Pho. And it is true, the taste up here generally is on the saltier side. Now, I also find the broth has a little bit less depth all around, and when we're talking about meat quality in Hanoi, meat quality is really good. I mean, obviously there's places that do meat very well, and there's places that do really bad, but on average, really, really good. I also love the pickled ginger that they do here as a condiment. It's just, it adds something that I've never had before, and I would love to have it all the time. They don't use any sriracha or hoisin up here, but I find every Hanoi joint makes their own special little like hot sauce. I really, really like that because it adds like your own homemade, each joint has a different secret recipe characteristic to it, so that makes it very exciting and tasty. No fresh herbs in Hanoi. They don't use them. Everything that you get is in your bowl already. And on a price point, in general, a bowl in Hanoi is going to be cheaper than a bowl in Saigon from what I've seen. Saigon Pho. I only ate at 4 places this time, but 2 of them were the most recommended spots that you guys recommended. Also, it was my 3rd time in Saigon, so I have been there and I have eaten a lot of pho there before. Yes, the broth is sweeter in general than the Hanoi style, but there's a little bit more depth to the broth. The meat quality is really good in Saigon, but it's the same thing, right? Like, you go to the top places, your meat quality is gonna be top notch. You go to like the bad places, it's not gonna be so good. So on average, pretty much the same. The pho down there is served with sriracha and hoisin. I didn't see many of like the homemade like mom and pop hot sauces, and also they have always like a plate of fresh herbs that you can put in. The bowls that I've seen in Saigon are generally more expensive than the ones in Hanoi. And I'm not talking about the pho dak bieks that I got, but you know, normal bowls that I would normally order, the pho thais, more expensive. Now, which one do I prefer? Strictly from a culinary standpoint, I prefer pho in Saigon. Open the floodgates to the comments. Now everyone lay off the north versus south thing. That's not what we're talking about. Leave that to Game of Thrones. I'm a Canadian, so I like literally have no attachments. I'm strictly talking about a culinary standpoint, about food, preparation, execution. When you get down to it, broth reigns supreme. That's what should be cooking for 8 to 12 hours, simmering. That's what's carrying the whole bowl. Like, meat is a really important part of it, but that's secondary. Noodles is a very important part of it, but that's also secondary. The extras, well, that's just that. Those are extras. Broth reigns supreme. That's what it has to be. And the pho broth in Saigon has more depth to it. Before you start with the, he doesn't know the taste, or he's not used to the taste, or, you know, he's used to the southern taste because he's from Canada and that's what they have, and this and that. Stop it. I'm talking strictly culinary, cooking, techniques, execution. The pho down there just tastes better. It tastes like it's more rich and deep, and it tastes like it's been simmered longer. It's not a north versus south thing. I don't even like sweet broth. If I had a choice to pick between anything that's sweet or savory, I'm always gonna pick savory. So it's not even about that. It's about like technical execution and taste. I'm talking about the essence of the broth. The pho broth I've had in Hanoi is very one-dimensional. There's like only one layer of taste to it, and that is the saltiness. It tastes like it hasn't been simmered long enough, or it hasn't been simmered with enough beef long enough, or it hasn't been simmered with enough beef bones long enough. All the other flavors of the spices and the aromatics aren't very pronounced either. You just get a very one-dimensional top layer taste, and that's the salty. I don't know what it is, whether they just use too much salt or they just, you know, cutting corners with MSG, but that's what's happening. Saigon broth has more depth to it. There's more going on in that golden liquid, and you can just taste it right away. There's a deeper richness to the broth that you can only get from simmering it low and slow for a long period of time. It's layered, it's deep, it's rich. Yes, one of the bowls I had down there was way too sweet, way too sweet. But even beyond the sweetness, you still had different layers of flavor and taste to it. I won't even touch on the meat or the noodles, because I mean, they're almost on par with quality. So when you get down to it, it's a wash, even. However, accoutrements, the extras, fresh herbs. Adding fresh herbs to the bowl wins, hands down. I mean, there's no argument that can be made here. There's no way that like tearing off fresh pieces of basil or sawtooth herbs and like releasing that aroma into the bowl doesn't make it better. Fresh herbs are amazing. Pho is a pretty simplistic dish, but that's why those simplicity have to be done so well. And that's why I prefer Saigon Pho. Broth reigns supreme, and you can't deny fresh herbs. My favorite bowl in Saigon was that very first night when I like left my hotel just looking for a late night snack. It wasn't even one of the spots that you guys recommended. It was like literally the closest spot on my Google Maps that I could go get a late night snack. And that bowl was perfect. Like as soon as I walked in and I looked at that big bubbling stock pot with like little bits of fat going up there and meat and bone marrow throughout the bowl. Oh, those little like fat flavor crystals floating around. The meat was like, oh, so good, so tender. The noodles were perfect, and a mountain of fresh herbs put in there. Not to mention the story that the little girl told me about eating there with her family for so long. Like, it was so good. I'm so sad that I didn't get a second bowl there, and I'm even more sad that I didn't get to bring Caitlin there. I'm sorry, baby. So all that being said, that's just my opinion, guys. Pho your eyes only. And let me be clear too, I love pho. I love all pho, so it doesn't even matter. It's the same as like a burger or pizza. You can dissect different things about it and say this about this and that about that, but like when you come down to it, you're still eating a delicious burger or an amazing slice of pizza. And that's how I feel about pho. It's all good and amazing. Guys, thank you for watching. Feel free to leave me a comment below whether you agree or disagree, or you just want to say hi. And if you think there's a bowl in Hanoi that I haven't tried yet and I need to try, let me know where it is. I'm gonna go find it. I'm gonna try it. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much. This has been Pho Your Eyes Only.